episode 10 of Deals and Dates with your favorite Long Island real estate couple. Today, we'll be talking about the truth behind being a 19 and 20-year-old business owner. Let's get into it. What was the inspiration for starting business so young? Is there any common motivations that we've had?
I think it for me, it came back to I never liked school. I was never good at school. I was very bad with like authority and being told what to do. And I think that and seeing the lifestyle, as cheesy as it is, seeing the lifestyle that people had and they claimed to be business owners, like seeing that, like that's what I wanted. Not that I cared about yachts or watches or nice cars. I could truthfully care less about all of it. Just seeing that freedom that they had, that really drove me into the point of, all right, I know I want to have a business one day. And then I feel like it almost kind of felt like, I feel like real estate was fate. It came up in my head a couple times. I had a couple thoughts about it. I did the internship at one point. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah.
So, yeah, your motivation was that you didn't like school and you wanted to figure out a new path.
Yeah.
What fit you? I think
you?
that motivation to get into business was I'm very passionate about helping people and guiding them to success. I also have like fulfillment in that as well.
Yeah.
Like I like being the resource for people. I like being someone that someone can turn to. And I know that what we have to offer is very different than what other people have to offer because we're not fake. Like what you see is what you get. And I feel like I've always been that my whole life. Been that way my whole life.
Right.
So I'm very passionate about like putting that into other people because I know that like the honesty, the transparency, and the integrity goes a long way. So I was very motivated off of that, just giving people really what they deserve.
And so how'd that fall into real estate? How do you think that kind of led you into real estate?
I was taking the course. I thought it was going to be like a side thing for me.
Right.
Focus on something else. But then when I was going into college and I kept changing my major and I never really knew what the outcome would look like, teaching, law, business, this, that. And I was like, I don't really know. But with real estate, I just knew because I would sit in class and this didn't interest me, that didn't interest me. But then when we got into real estate, everything interested me and I just wanted more out of it. So I continued to want more. So I know this is something I want to do forever just because I find so much enjoyment in it. And I love the feeling of helping people, and I just love everything about it. I love that we're able to grow every single day and make the most of it, and we don't have to cap ourselves at a limit, and we just keep pushing through the obstacles and being able to be successful.
Yeah, I think one thing that helps is that we're very driven people and committed people, and we know that we can, like when we put our minds on something, we know we're going to achieve it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's also like one thing that we really loved about real estate.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's no cap. The work that we get to put in is the work we get out, and we work very hard out of pure enjoyment. So it kind of fit.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
very happy with real estate.
And then like you go to college and you tell people what you're going to do and teaching and this, and then everyone always has something to say. Oh, you don't make that much money in the first year. Oh, the teaching's bad right now. You won't find a job. And I used to take it to heart, and then I would switch my major, and then I got into real estate, and people talk bad about it. It's a down market. It's this and that. And I didn't take it to heart, and I keep pushing through. So that's another reason why I knew this was for me, because I used to take everything to heart and switch up what I wanted to do. I went from teaching to business because teaching was bad. But with real estate, like, I'm so dead set on it. What anyone else says, I know that we're just going to get through it.
Yeah, for me, I was a bit different. Like, I knew I didn't want school, but I was all over the place of what kind of business I wanted to own, whether it was the gym, whether it was a gym business, a restaurant, or whatever it was. I didn't really know. And the minute that I started the course, like, I never had any look back. I never had any doubt, like, oh, like, this isn't going to be what I do. Like, I took the course, I finished it, I got licensed, and I was just like, this is what I'm doing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever looked back and be like, should I have started a gym?
Business at a young age, there's obviously challenges within it because there's a lot that comes with it. There's a lot of responsibilities. There's a lot to tackle every single day in order to grow. You are what fuels your business. When you're down, the business is down. So we just have to keep pushing. I think that time management has been something that we have to stay on top of constantly because we delegate our time to different tasks throughout the day. So figuring out where to put our energy, throughout every hour is super important, because if we're doing this and that, we're giving 50 and 50. But since there's two of us, we've been able to give 100 and 100, because if I can't tend to a client's needs and he can, it's like 100% there, and I'm focusing on the social media aspect. So being able to juggle these different tasks throughout the day has been something that we really have to hone in on, because we want to make sure that we're providing 110% service.
I think one struggle that we have that even isn't even on here is the struggle of the work that you're doing, all that work, all the like trying to get new leads, trying to get new clients. You're not getting paid for it. You don't get paid for it. Like half the time that we work, we don't make hourly. We're not getting $40 an hour, $50 an hour. We're doing that purely so that at one point in time we can service a client and then hopefully them find a house, and then we get paid at the end of it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the challenges, you're doing a lot of free work.
Yeah, and I think that's something we don't really talk about. We're constantly posting about our wins and going out on appointments and these successes, but behind closed doors, like he said, there's a lot that goes into it, and we bust our ass every single day. And I'll be honest, sometimes I'm so pissed because we don't pay for leads, and we truly work to get our clients. Like, every single client comes from Instagram, and that's based off the conversations that we have and getting on social media every day, which isn't hard, which isn't easy. For people that might say it's easy, it's really not. So if we don't see like that return on success, like if we go a week without obtaining a lead, yeah, I do get upset. And I think that's a super huge challenge, because we invest so much time into this, and when we don't get that return, it's like, what next? Because you just want to constantly keep growing. And I think that's something that people don't talk about.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Definitely. Are there like some platforms that we use to stay organized? I know that we do have our CRM.
Live off our calendar.
Yeah, our calendar obviously sets everything up. We have our CRM, something that is good to invest in as a business owner, just to keep track of your leads and the conversations that you're having, so you be able to follow up and talk to your clients constantly.
Systems are really important, and not over systematizing it. Like you want to have that client relationship. We love to have a relationship with our clients, love to talk to our clients and be on the phone with them all the time, but having the systems in place to where we can remove some stress and anxiety from our life, but most importantly, remove 99% of their anxiety from their home search.
Yeah. And do you think that, like, when you're getting into business at a young age, like from personal experience, is there like a credibility issue? Like, with not having so much experience off the bat, has there been like instances where it kind of like hit us in the face, I guess?
I don't know. I don't know what.
No, I don't think that we've really had so much experience where someone's been like, "Oh, you're not experienced." There has been an instance where we were meeting with a couple that were a lot older than us, and they never even got the chance to sit down with us. I think it was that our age threw them off, just based off like what they saw through TikTok maybe. So I guess that we looked a lot younger than they would have preferred. So they did meet with somebody else, but I know that if we got the chance to sit down with them, they would have worked with us based off the way that we present ourselves and the way we invest in our clients. But I think that that's a time where our looks were a little deceiving.
Yeah, man, we're young, and if you're young and in business, I think that's one thing that's going to come up. But I think honestly, a lot of it is in people's heads, right?
Yeah.
Like your age being the problem, and it's in your head. You know, like if you're providing value to your clients, and that's what we focus on all the time, is how can I give people things?
Yeah. I think that another thing with credibility is that a lot of real estate agents do work with like construction companies, and they get these like new construction listings, and being newer to the business, we don't really get those handouts, as I guess you can call them. We don't really have those relationships yet. So it's just a matter of like proving ourselves and showing up and constantly getting our face out there, so we're recognized by more people and we can grow these relationships and be able to feed off these referrals and relationships. I think that a nice way to go around it would just to keep it professional and keep it real. if someone doesn't want to work with you over age, like, don't take it to heart. It's just someone's preference, but deliver results. Keep providing the value, like he said. If you're providing the value, what could they really say? If you have that buyer guide on hand and you're thoroughly explaining the process and you're constantly doing what you're saying and sending properties over and getting them pre-approved and giving them the right connections, then why wouldn't they work with you? It's not age then there's a different problem.
Yeah.
So just
100%.
delivering those results and keeping it professional.
And if you don't know, admit to not knowing, but also at the same time, you should be educating yourself. Like if you don't know something, go and become the expert. The biggest thing is in the beginning, and especially for us, is we have time. You know, we don't have to go visit our grandkids or watch our children or make dinner. We have time. So putting time back into us is what's been really helping us.
Definitely. And being young in the business, I think is super beneficial because you pick up on skills differently than others.
Yeah.
Your skills come a lot quicker because you have the time. Like he just said, you have the time to invest back into yourself and learn new things to develop into your business. I think that a skill that we've learned is leadership, because we are our business and we are the outcome of our business. So being a leader and guiding our clients in the right direction and ultimately taking it into our own hands to deliver the results that we know we can give. I think that another thing that we've developed over time is to manage our time and our skills effectively. That's something that's super important. We've picked up on time management and being able to delegate our time to what's important in the moment and delivering that service, but also taking care of the back end work that ultimately grows our business. So that's something that...
Not only that, like we've gained the skill of leadership. I think we've gained different communication skills, whether that's negotiating with agents or delivering messages to clients or just learning, because in the beginning, you know, you can get annoyed at something and then your tone of voice, how you say something can come off completely wrong. So knowing how to deliver the message to each client is really what helped us. We're sponges, to be honest.
Yeah, we are sponges. I think that's a good point. Communication is super important, and that's a skill that we've gained because being younger, your communication isn't as developed as someone else who's been in it for 50 years. However, we've been able to pick up on it and grow our business quicker because we're able to, you know, communicate with our clients in a way that we're the guide and we're the resource and we're here to thoroughly explain everything every step of the way. But boom, when we switch to speaking with other real estate agents on the other end of a deal, we're quick, we're efficient, and we get right to the point because we know that everyone wants a deal to go through and we're able to deliver those results. So like he said, learning how to negotiate and learning how to deliver and present our offers to real estate agents has really benefited us because every offer that we've submitted within the past 2, 3, 4 months has got accepted, the first offer. Why? Because we've developed those skills in the past 9 months and we've been able to grow them to be consistent with our results.
Yeah.
Definitely. And everything that we're learning now as business owners, how do you think this preps us for the future and where we want to be within the next couple of months, years?
We want really big things. And I think just our ability to be a sponge, such a good sponge to where we hear it once and it's we can explain it in 6 different ways.
Yeah.
Just a mixture of our resilience to wanting to succeed, but also taking everything as a learning opportunity is really leading us to where we want to be in our future. We know that we have to learn so much more to sell the amount of homes that we want or to help the amount of people that we want. And by taking every single day as a different opportunity and not looking at it as something that's bad, but looking at it as something that's good, something that's going to help us get better every day is really what's preparing us.
Definitely. These skills don't just benefit us now, they're preparing us for the future. Like he said, I think that whatever we're going through now is ultimately just making us better people and better real estate agents because we're not expected to know everything, but as the days goes on, we're learning more and more. And even when we're 50 years old in this business, we're still going to be learning because times are changing. So I think that our ability to be a sponge and to be proactive in this market is going to allow us to succeed because we're going to be able to be one with the market and not be defined by the market. Because the more that we learn and the more we invest back into our business, we aren't going to be stuck with bad habits. We're going to continuously be able to grow. And I think that's super important when you're getting into a business is what happens now isn't going to be what happens in 6 months. You need to be able to shift with the market, develop the same service, but be able to thoroughly explain the changes and how you're going to overcome them in any possible way.
Yeah.
Like the NAR settlement that came into effect where your buyers have to pay you. Our buyer has never had to pay us. And I think that's a super big misconception. And I think that buyers don't ask the question, do I have to pay you? And I think that would save a lot of buyers trouble. And it would save them a lot of money because working with us would benefit anybody. And I truly believe that because not only is our search time 17 days with our clients, every service that we provide gets them to the finish line because we make sure that we're thoroughly explaining and keeping them up to date with current trends in market and the market.
Yeah, just like you said, 17 days. That's not a number we're pulling out of our butt. Like that's based off of facts, based off
True
of the
statistics that I've actually
statistics
done.
that we've measured with all of our clients. It takes you 17 days to get an accepted offer on a house with us.
Less. It took
Less.
it took 2 clients 6 days, but there was one that took a little longer. So
2 clients 6, 1 client 20 days. You'll never see more than 10 houses.
when you're young, do you think that mentorship is important? And let's just be honest here, no.
No, I think it's overplayed, but because the mentors that you're getting, and this is no offense to anyone, don't understand the new ways. You are constantly changing.
Your business.
The world is constantly changing. The way that you have to market yourself, the way that you have to be seen,
Exactly.
is changing. And following, I think 99% of the times, a mentor are going to give you some sort of crazy strategy that you have to do that they just developed in their life. They're not going to tell you what they actually did to get there, right? To put it in very simple terms, if you work, you're gonna succeed. It's just like that. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to walk on grass with no feet on. You don't have to smell the earth every single day. You don't have to put green grass in a jar and wait for it to get brown. Like you don't need any of that.
What?
You go out there and work. I've heard some crazy stuff. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah, I've heard some crazy stuff. But it's just work.
Yeah, not even that.
Fail. Fuck up. It's very
Mentorship
simple.
hasn't helped us. Why? Because our vision was totally different than anyone we've ever worked alongside. We've been on a team. We've been with a different brokerage, A, B, C, and D. Nothing bad about anybody, but our vision didn't align with theirs, and we were told our goals were unrealistic. We're dreamers. We're this, we're that. Cool, because I truly believe that where we're going to be was no one else is meant to see that besides us. So the reason that a mentor didn't work for us is because we took a different approach. We're not buying leads, and that's fine. If you buy leads, who cares? You have a great business. I'm sure you have great relationships. It's just not something that we wanted to invest into. We like social media. We're not afraid to get out there. I'm sure you make fun of us for doing cartwheels and dancing and whatever, but it works. Just to let you know, it works. So it's being able to figure out what works for you. And if there's not a mentor out there that really sees your vision and can help guide you, then you have to just throw yourself to the wolves and do it yourself. And that's what we did. We just did it ourselves. We sat at the listing appointment, our first listing appointment, and we had no idea what we were doing, but we got it signed. Why? We were ourselves. We didn't pretend to be somebody else, and we didn't take others' advice. We knew what we wanted, and we walked out getting that. So a mentor is not for anybody. If you're young and you think that you need to work alongside someone that's been in the business for 50 years, their style is much different, and it might not work for you. So do what works for you. And if that takes a lot of failing, great, because you're just going to learn and be better. That's what happened to us. So you're seeing it in real life right now. And
Preach, girl, preach.
the reason why I don't think a mentor was, something that benefited us was because we're so social media based, and digital marketing is now like the rule of the world. And a lot of the older generation don't see that. And that's fine because they have great businesses, but they started differently. The times are changing, and we're learning to adapt to these changes, and we're doing a pretty good job. So yeah, mentorship's not for everybody. So don't think that you need a mentor.
You'll learn more by just going out and failing. To put it
Yeah.
in very simple terms, you'll learn more by failing yourself.
Networking, building the support system in business when you're young. Networking, we don't do too much of it. I think that doing deals with other agents and communicating with other agents is our type of networking because we have great relationships and we have a great name out there. I think that social media is our form of networking because we're able to reach multiple people or thousands of people that we can create great create
I think
great
networking in the right way, right? You don't go out with people necessarily in your industry, but go build relationships with different types of business owners. We have great relationships with the person who owns our gym. We have great relationships with the restaurants that we go to. That's how you want to network. You want to get your name out there with people who are going to you are going to be able to benefit, but who are also going to be able to benefit you.
Yeah.
Not someone who you're just going to go drink with because you're in your industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, social media has been great. We've been able to network with our clients, even if they're not looking to buy or sell. I'm sure there's people out there that scroll through our social media, and we scroll through their social media, and we like them because they're like-minded and we have similar things. When I see a mom or a different business owner using social media to grow their platform, I like them automatically because we're there too. We're trying to build every single day, and I know it's hard, and I feel for them. I support that. I think that, like, our future outlook through all of this, like being young, getting into it, it's super hard to be young as a business owner, but it's super beneficial because starting young, you're ultimately going to be where you want to be quicker than you'd even expect. So how do you think that these early years are opening the door for different opportunities?
We're obviously instantly going to, like just us ourselves, we're going to instantly be ahead, not only because we started young, but because of the mindset that we have, because of our ability to be okay with failing and learning from it. We're going to be ahead purely off that. But I think since we started young, it's putting us in the right path to obviously see those goals sooner, right? We're not going to be 50, 40 years old when we reach the point we want. We're going to ultimately be younger and be able to live the life we want forever.
Definitely. I think that a future, kind of just like looking out on our future from where we're at now, I think that the way that we get ourselves on social media and overcome these obstacles of, fear and not wanting to go on there and shake some butt, but the way that we do it will ultimately lead us to success because we're not afraid and we are just using it as a tool. Social media is like the biggest thing in everyone's life, I'm sure. So being able to get our face out there will get us recognition quicker. And we've had times where people come up to us and say, "Oh, I know you. You guys are on social media." And it's starting to become more common as we go out. So I think it's
pretty cool.
The future is just at our fingertips.
At our fingertips. You said that right. Good job.
Yeah. So if you're young, you're in business, you want to start early, just get out there, get on social media. And if social media is not your path, there's going to be a path out there. You don't need a mentor. Network with people that you want to network with. Don't just go out because you think you have to go out. Talk to people that are like-minded and are going to build your business and you're going to build a good relationship with. I can't be around people that I don't have any common interest because I will be a brick wall and so will he. So we surround ourselves with people that we can actually communicate with and that we actually know will be someone that benefits us in the long run. So, take the leap, do it. Failure as a learning experience. And if you have any questions about getting into business and how we got into business and how we continue to grow and how we overcame the fear of getting on social media, reach out to us. We're super open about that stuff. We don't really care. So episode 10, this was how we got into business, 18 and 19 years old, what that looks like. If you want to hear more, tune into the next episode. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching.